Continue. Magic Treehouse, book number 32. Winter of the Ice Wizard.
Yes, said the Grey Norn. Our powers are fading. Our plan no longer works the way we expect them to. The Ice Wizard has no wisdom. The Forest Giant has no sight. You must go now and finish the story. The three sisters smiled at their visitors. Their skinny fingers fluttered over their weaving like butterflies over flowers. Jack couldn't help smiling back at them, but then he thought about Marlin and Morgan. He thought about all the danger waiting outside. One last question, he said. What's the story of two white wolves? Oh, the wolves, said Blue Norn. Do not fear the wolves. A life without wolves would be a boring life indeed.
Her two sisters smiled in agreement. For the moment, the smile made Jack feel unafraid of the white wolves and the ice wizard and the frost giant too.
Goodbye, 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 said the three sisters.
Jack and the others waved goodbye. Then they slipped out of the house of the Norns and into the icy night. Chapter 6. Into the Hollow Hill. Standing in the cold, Jack felt afraid again. There were big paw prints in the moonlight snow all around the house. The wolves were here, said Kathleen.
Perhaps we should go back inside, said Teddy.
No, said Kathleen. We must walk with Jack and Annie back to the sleigh and send them on their journey to the Hollow Hill.
Yes, of course,
said Teddy, nodding. As they all headed contentiously around toward the rocks, Jack glanced back at the house of the Norns. He wished they could return to its cozy warmth. Kathleen put her hand on his shoulder. Come, she said. You must hurry. Jack turned with the others through the passage in the rocks. When they got to the other side, there were no sign of two white wolves. The silver sleigh was waiting in the moonlight. Jack and Annie climbed inside it. Can't you come with us? Jack asked Teddy and Kathleen. Remember, you said if we all work together, we can do anything. Aye, said Teddy, but what the Ice Wizard said is true. Only mortals can undo a bargain with the fate. Do not fear, said Kathleen. We will be with you in spirit, and we will meet you back the Ice Wizard's palace at dawn. How will you get there? Asked Annie. I have a few rhymes I can try, said Teddy, smiling. And I have a bit of silky magic, said Kathleen. And we have our windstream, said Annie. Handstand then to Hollow Hill, said Kathleen. And remember what the Norns told you, said Teddy. Never look at a forest giant. I know, said Jack. He pulled out the windstream. He took off his gloves and untied a knot. A breeze began to blow. Jack untied a second knot. The breeze grew stronger. The sail unfurled. The runners slid forward. Jack untied the third knot. The wind blew harder. The white sail snapped, and the sleigh took off through the night. Stand fast, Teddy called after them. Jack and Annie waved goodbye to Teddy, Kathleen, as the sleigh slid swiftly over the sea ice. Soon the sleigh bumped onto the snow-covered plain and veered off sharply to the right. Now toward the North Star, Jack called Annie. Annie turned the rudder, steering the sleigh back on course. They sailed toward the bright star in the distance. As the silver runner swished across the wind-swept snow, Jack braced himself against the cold. He kept a lookout for the wild wolves, but he didn't see any sign of them as the sleigh sped across the moonlight plain. Soon he could see a row of snow-covered hills and in the distance. Look, he said, there is it. He pointed to the one hill, the only one without a peak. Tear down. Annie shouted. Jack tied a knot in the string and the sleigh began to slow down. He tied a second, then a third. The wind died down completely, and the sleigh caused to the top a stop. At the foot of the hollow hill, Jack and Annie climbed out. Jack looked up at a steep white slope. How do we get inside? I don't know, said Annie. How do you think the frost giant got inside? Oh, the frost giant? Said Jack. He really wished Teddy and Kathleen were with them. He felt as if a part of their team were missing. Annie seemed to read his thoughts. We can't do this, said Annie. We have to. For Morgan and Marlene. Jack nodded. You're right, he said. They stood at the hill in the moonlight. Up there. Is that an opening? Said Annie. Maybe, said Jack. Let's climb up and check it out. When they climbed a little way up to the hill, Jack could clearly see a break in the snow-covered slope. Let's see if it leads inside, said Annie. Wait, what about the frost giant? Said Jack. I have a feeling he's not here right now, said Annie. We'd better go and find the wizard's eye before he comes back. Okay, said Jack, but be careful. They scurried further up the slope. When they came into the opening, they stepped through the huge crack into the hill. Jack and Annie found themselves on a ledge above the deep, round hollow. Moonlight floated down through the open hilltop. At the bottom of the hollow was a flat spot where it looked as if the snow had been blown in a circle. That must be where the giants sleep, said Annie. Jack, and it's probably where he hides the eye, said Jack. We must have to find a hole, remember? He repeated what the Norns had said. In the hollow hill is a hole. In the hole is a hailstone. In the heart of the hailstone hides the wizard's eye. Right, said Annie. Jack looked down at the snowy shore. He looked back at Annie. Onward, onward, he whispered. Jack and Annie scrambled down into the hollow. Stepping carefully through the silver moonlight, they studied the ground, looked for the hole. Jack stumbled and fell. Whoa, he said. I think I just found a hole. I stepped in it. Really? Said Jack. He knelt down beside her. Annie reached down into a small hole in the floor of the hollow. There is something in here, she said. She pulled out a chunk of ice the size of an egg. The hailstone! In the dim light, it was impossible to see if anything was inside the ice chunk. We don't know if this is the right hailstone, said Jack. We have to wait till daylight to see if the eye is in there. It has to be the right one, said Annie. How many hailstones are hidden in a hole in a hollow hill? Good point, said Jack. Annie turned the hailstone over her head. Maybe the eye is looking at us now, she said. That's scientifically impossible, said Jack. An eye can't see unless it connects to a brain. Yeah, and the string can't make the wind blow either, said Annie. Forget science in this place. Wait, he caught her breath. Did you feel that? Feel what? Said Jack. The ground's shaking, said Annie. Jack did feel the ground trembling. He heard a strange sound too, a loud humming sound coming from outside the hill. Huff! 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 A sound like breathing. The giant's back, said Annie. Oh no! Cried Jack. The ground kept rumbling. The breathing sound got louder. Had a hailstone, said Jack. Annie shoved the ice chunk into her pocket. Huff! 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 It sounded like a giant was entering the hollow. He's coming, said Annie. Hide, whispered Jack. Jack pulled Annie into the shadows. He remembered the green one's warning. Anyone who looks directly at the frost giant will freeze to death at once. Whatever you do, don't look at him. He whispered to Annie. Crouched in the dark, they buried their face into their hands and wait. The end. See you next time. You can see our next video and you will know more about Winter of the Ice Wizard.